Hello, everyone. DC Black Arts Festival participants, as well as the audience out there. I hope you all are staying safe and being blessed out there. My name is Micah the Poet. I am a DMV based poet. I just released a new book as of yesterday. It's called Things No One Else Wants to Say. You can find it on my website, micahthepoet.com. I am just here to read a couple of poems for you all. There are going to be a couple poems from the book, so if you like what you hear, definitely head to my website. And if you want to keep up with me and my events, you can also stay up with my Facebook and my Instagram, both at Micah the Poet as well. So I'm just going to jump right into it. The first things no one wants to say. So the book pretty much is a collection of poems, but it's built more like a memoir. I've been doing poetry for about 20 years, and this book kind of is a culmination of just coming of age kind of stories and experiences. The first poem that I'm going to read out of here is called Ode to Play Poets. So, see how you like it. I spit this poetry to battle all the folks spitting with halitosis. You know, the folks that seem to induce a hypnosis that causes the brokest to fall to the wilds of the richest interest because that's what makes America glisten. Look at that sweet sweat roll down the backs of black, brown, and Latinx slaves. I mean, the NFL or the NBA. Put your feet in their shoes and walk the paths made from the tears of natives. Continue to be unaware that we, the conquered, succumb to this blatant, bloody cadence, following a binary moral code of right and wrong. Hegemony set in motion by a white man's constitution we all patronize and abide by. What do you stand for? They say stand for something or you'll fall for anything, but stand for everything and you'll never have a day of peace. We all have a choice in the way we use our voice. So tell me, poet, do you truly study the semantics of your ideals? Or are you blinded by your zeal? So that was the first poem. I enjoy love poems and inspirational stories in my poetry. So one of the poems that I wrote when I was younger was this poem called I Kept. Um, so I'm going to read that to you now. After we had kissed that first time, I felt like I had finally got what was mine. So I kept licking my lips, trying to taste your kiss, trying to drink in some remnant of you. Feeling like if I could just sip you slowly, like Maxwell, you'd be good to the last drop. When I kissed you that first time, I didn't want to stop. I wanted everything in that moment to last forever. And for that second when I was on cloud one, there was nothing I wouldn't have done. At that moment when the moon, stars, and sun moved about our bodies and spun, we had become metaphysical. No longer the mere feeling of lust, but it's adoration that makes me stare. I wanted nothing more than to stay right there. For the first time after we had kissed, I kept licking my lips, trying to taste your kiss, trying to drink in some remnant of you. So that's a little bit of a love poem. So this poem is called Getting Late. It's another love poem, but I like it because I get to sing in it. Um, it's not something I usually do. So here we go. It's getting late. Why you gotta be here beside me, watching, needing, wanting me. Don't need me. See, baby, it's getting late, and the last time I held out my hands, I pulled back a handful of hate, so maybe it's best if you not spend the night. I don't want things to end up in a fight. See, every time we talk of making it right, we go left. So maybe we should just forget. See, the sun looks the same at dusk as it does at dawn. Either way, it's getting late and you shouldn't be here when the sun is gone. I've already daydreamed of what it could be if we decided mutually that we needed to get it together. But your name brings heart pain, and I'm not sure I want to feel all of that again. So you bought the rain and I stood through it. Now I've caught cold and I'm sick of love. You have denigrated my heart by over dramatizing your part, and now I am in a state of unconditional nonchalance. You taught me love is no art. It is meaningless as a doodle in a college class. Maybe we just took it too fast. Maybe I'm love blinded. That's why I always crash. We should just let this thing disintegrate. I can't trust no woman now. My mind stays full like a fat man's dinner plate. I think you should leave, love. Nothing more we can do. Your leaving time is overdue. It's getting late, and I can't fake. Once you're gone, I'll just miss you again. Be ready to make the same old mistakes again. So this is gonna be the last one of the last second to last love poem in the set. It's called Real Love, the Definition, and it's more of my literal take on love and what we need from it, what we eventually get from it. Since my mouth is allergic to bullshit, I guess you can call this the realness. Love exists because we are conscious. We are aware of our iniquities, therefore we seek acceptance for them in the form of passion. Many people confuse the basics, wanting to fit love into a persona that is in our favor. However, the danger is love is not like picking your favorite flavor. After all, we never even see the moments we savor. We all close our eyes when it feels good. We are driven by a need to succeed at being sociable. What would this world be without love? Ideas of love molded by mothers, furthered by fathers, and nurtured by family to lay the foundation so that I might have my own one day. As I grow, I must find my own personified definition of love. This is the notion that leads me to you. Our conversations console my fears of being inadequate. Brand new attachments come into existence every time we do our business. Thoughts of you are relentless. A mother's love is no longer requested because now I seek acceptance in your arms. The feeling grows separate from your charms. I begin to adore you for your essence. In other words, I just love the fact that you're living. I love you, and I would like to ask you to be dubbed my witness. Love is pure, and anything that might make you unsure is there to taint it. Love is as blatant as sunshine. This power we share over one another subsequently comes with responsibility. Our love is not to be perverted by life's iniquities. That's why when my lips part and I start to label you as the one, I don't consider it in good fun. Just as love gives us life, love gives us death. That's why it's till death do us part. Now I can't exist without my counterpart. Love is a cycle. There's no hiding from it, and no one will ever be exempt. Affection is a conflation of hearts. But love is what sets us apart. So I think in keeping with the theme of the reality in love, I wrote this poem. This is one of my most recent love poems, and I think it serves as a culmination of everything I've learned about love and relating to people over the years. So this poem is called Times. When I asked you to leave me alone, I meant to say, leave your childish ways and come grow with me. When I told you to shut the fuck up, I really meant, I want to know you are listening. Anger is a protective emotion. When I said you didn't deserve me, I meant to say we deserve better than the love we are giving each other. It's funny how things just don't come out right when you're mad. I mean angry. I mean mad. I'm crazy about you. I remember when we thought falling in love would be fun, like a 90s black sitcom. Now the 21st century has us more worried about retrograde than acting our age. I meant to tell you that none of these fights are worth it. Instead, I just kept nitpicking. It's funny how we lose sight of what's really important. Trying to fight for what's really important. When I walked away from you, I meant to stay. I meant to tell you all I love in this world is you. Instead, I opted for loneliness. The surety of my shadow comforts me more than our love ever could. This next piece is a short story. I have had a great privilege to be able to meet a lot of different people, experience a lot of different people, but also learn to empathize. And this was one of the stories in that. It's called Lifetimes, a short story. I used to visit an old woman. Though her home was dirty and tattered, bug infested and foul smelling, what made me keep coming back was the pictures on the wall. They were all pictures of this model, a gorgeous, exotic woman with smooth, tan skin, dark, long brown hair, legs to die for, and blazing auburn and blue eyes that just made you want to cry from joy just looking at her. She traveled the world in those pictures. I needed to see them. So every day I would go and knock and wait for the gnarled, toothless, 80-something, little dirty, smelly, gray-eyed woman to creep to the front door and let me into her little home to sit on the dusty floor. She had sold the furniture a while back. I hadn't bothered to ask why. I would gawk at the pictures on the wall while she rocked and swayed, standing at the window, unaware that I was admiring the woman on her walls. One day, laying on my side, looking at my favorite picture of the model speedboating in Spain that hung over the mantelpiece, I asked the old lady, "Why do you keep these pictures of this beautiful woman? Is she your daughter? Do you know her?" She finally looked from the window for the first time and gazed at me. Her glazed, pale gray eyes filled with tears as she smiled and said, "I keep them because I need to remember. No, my lovely, she is not my daughter. And no, I don't think I know her much anymore." I ruffled my face. "Anymore? So you did know her once?" My eyes caught fire with excitement. I needed to know who this woman was. She replied in a descending tone, "I was her, once." As she turned back to the window, she rocked and swayed. In that moment, a pit caved its way into my stomach. I'm going to start that from the beginning of the sentence. In that moment, a pit caved its way into my stomach. I finally looked around the pictures. I finally allowed myself to see the cracked stems and syringes that littered the floor, the burned spoons and empty baggies, newspaper clippings from a car crash, and obituaries of a man and two beautiful children. Ripped, tear-stained holiday cards littered the floor, and she swayed and rocked as I quietly clicked the door closed. Okay, so I got one that's like kind of short. This poem is called Black Girl Magic. I obviously love black women. They are superheroes. So I wrote a piece about it. So here we go. It's called Black Girl Magic. Black boy asks, "Are black girls really magic?" Black man answers, "Black girl fell from tree once, a tree called Grace. Black girl got scared. Black girl got tortured. Black girl was molested. Black girl raised foreign families and patched her own. Black girl lost fathers, uncles, brothers, and sons. Black girl wept like the rain season. Black girl's been ugly. Black folks were slain. Black girl started Black Lives Matter. Black girl was the first to say that all lives matter too. Black girl nursed white and her children, fed them life. Boy, white and black alike exist because of black girl." Can I start that stanza again? Fed them life. Boy, white and black alike exist because of black girl. Yet black girl was replaced by her own. Fed them life. Boy, white and black alike exist because of black girl, yet black girl was rejected by her own kind. Black girl was divided, but black girl wasn't conquered. The Bible says that if man stops his praises, then the stones will cry out. I guess that's why they say that black girls rock. Black girl still beautiful. Black girl still thankful. Black girl still kicking. Black girl still believing. Black girl still got faith. Even Job and Jesus gave in a little, but not black girl. See, black girl took all of that and abracadabra. She turned into black woman. You tell me, what's more magic than that? Got you. Okay. So this last poem, it's one of the longest poems I've ever written. I'm not a very good long poem writer, but this poem, I was asked by a group of black men to write a poem about what it's like to be a black man, and I was 20 at the time, and it was a group of older gentlemen, and it just really touched me that they allowed me to kind of give voice to what they were going through. So here we go. It's called Letters Between Black Men. There's a part 1, part 2. This is part 1. Dear black man before me, I stand tall and proud somehow. I'm just trying to be a black man here. Beware of me. You should be scared of me. After all, they say that bad things are black things, and I'm George Thorogood, bad to the bone, because the good don't define the weak, and the weak don't define no black man. Not black masculinity. I'm just trying to be a black man here. So what if I get ghosts? Hey, some of us had daddies and some of us don't. I was a black boy 15 going on 50. I ain't have time for fear. So call me selfish or egotistical for having my own goals in view despite all of you. Even Jesus left his mother to follow his true father. But when you're a real black man, you're thinking of love often. See, my daddy's daddy, he didn't know what dreams was. So excuse my infatuation with the situation in front of me. They consider me the lowest thing. The only human that has ever to be, the only human to ever be 3/5 of a being. I'm going to start that from the next sentence. My daddy's daddy, he didn't know what dreams was. So excuse me for my infatuation with the situation in front of me. They consider me the lowest thing. The only human to ever be 3/5 of a being. See, black man before me, now black men must pass down the knowledge in seeing, the knowledge in dreaming. We're just trying to be black men here. Damn, can't you hear? We are human, just like you, working every day, just like you, trying to make something beautiful in someone's eyes. But after how hard we fought, we're no better than a plague, praised in history books, but never on the street. And if you see a black man in jail, it can't be for peace. Something about this dark skin makes you see my heart in shades of gray. Never think my actions are good for the moment. Jekyll and Hyde persona. As men, naturally, we gonna do what we wanna. Don't mean to cause pain in the process. We did what we thought was best. But please, don't typecast me as the black guy, because they always die. Just call me the black man, because black men turn into old black men. And even then, I still get an old lady wink or a stare. So damn, just let me be a black man here. Best regards, your son. So this is part 2. The part 2 is the father talking to the son. Dear son, 400 plus years ago, this overseer took away my dad and made him a boy, just like me. And how you gonna respect a man that ain't no stronger than you? So me and my former father worked side by side like brothers, and our mother cared for us. Our sisters healed us. Our aunties, they held our spirit until we was. I'm gonna start that over. So me and my former father worked side by side like brothers, and our mother, she cared for us. Our sisters healed us. Our aunties, they held our spirit until we were strong enough to tame it. I was told my father's father would have been a king. He walked erect with the nation's pride until he saw his father die. Then they put him on a boat and beat that pride from his eyes and made him forget that he was a prince, which in turn made him forget to teach me that I was better than all of this. I watched him dwindle to footprints, stepping on the ground as if it owned him now. My father gave me water paints and propositioned me to portray his failures. Now I matched those prints with my feet. My father forgot that he could use his brain and forgot to pass me down mine, so all I could think was to get a better life. By any means. I didn't want to replay his scene, so I did some very strange things for change because I heard that money gives you power, and we all know that change turns into dollars. I wanted to be better than the white man that took away my father. I was too dumb to see that I was a rat in a maze, too selfish trying to get that cheese I didn't bother to help you through. Now look at you. You're just diluted shades of brown trained to frown on anything that looks different. Taught that this able black body was hardly anything but a sign that the world may weigh you down as it please. But son, please, don't think of yourself as a disease, because the only release from that is death. Wish more for yourself. The world is yours and you're running from it. Don't play whodunit. Make the very best of every moment. You're just trying to be a black man here. Or so I hear. Love, Dad.